Good day everyone who is watching my videos. Grade 10s, this is your typical question 2 on your test or junior exams or even final exams. So pay attention. Here we are required to solve for x without using a calculator. So we have two problems here, 2.1.1 and 2.1.2. Let's see how can we solve those problems. So when you are having a problem of this nature, the first thing you do when you're given your equation like this, you first transport the number to the left hand side so that it can be left with 0 on the right hand side. So let's go ahead and do that. 2x squared minus 5x minus 3, we are left with what? 0 on the right hand side. So from here, what you have to do now is that you have to factorize. Do what? Factorize. Let's factorize. Let's factorize our equation. So you can already see that it's a quadratic. So if it's a quadratic, you can just open two brackets already like this, and then you see you have 2x squared here. So the factors of this term can be 2x and x, because 2x times x is 2x squared, right? We see that we have, well, in actual fact, what I want to do in this video is that I first want to do something wrong here by purpose, right? I first want to put 3 here. I first wanna put 3 here and put 1 here. What are these? These are the factors of this number here. We know that since 3 it's a big number, between 3 and 1, it's gonna take what? The sign of the middle term, which is negative, and then negative times what sign will give us negative. That's gonna be what? Positive 1. So let's see if this will be correct. 2x times x is gonna be what? 2x squared. 2x times 1 is gonna be what? That's gonna be positive 2x. Negative 3x times x is gonna be what? Negative 3x. Negative 3 times 1 is gonna be what? Negative 3. So let's try to simplify it. 2x squared plus 2x minus 3x. These are like terms, right? So it will give us what? Or actually negative x. This two like terms will give us negative x minus 3. So you can see that this thing does not return you back to the original equation. So what do? It means you are wrong here. If you are in a test situation or an exam situation, you'll realize that no, I'm wrong here. So you'll then have to what? Do what? Let's do it again, but now with the value swapped. 2x minus 3 and x plus, oh sorry, we are not swapping, right? So we're gonna have 1 and 3, and then 3 is a big number, is gonna take the sign of the middle term. So in order for us to have a negative 3, this one must be positive, because positive times negative is what? It's gonna be negative. 1 cannot be negative, because if 1 will be negative here, it means we're gonna say negative times negative and it's gonna give us positive, and we do not have a positive here, right? So after doing it this way, let's see if we are right. Like, yeah, so 2x times x is what? 2x squared. 2x times negative 3 is negative 6x. 1 times x is gonna be what? Positive x. 1 times negative 3 is minus 3. We have 0. Minus 6x plus x is gonna give us minus 5x. We have minus 3. We have 0 at the end. 2x squared. So you can see that this way is correct. Your factors should be in this manner. It's okay. Like, I think it's important to just check if continue solving our problem. So we are continuing with this arrangement because this is the correct way, right? So we know that we have to equate each bracket to 0. So you're gonna have 2x plus 1 is equals to 0, or x minus 3 is equal to 0. So you can already see that this side, our x is equal to, so our x this side is equals to positive 3, and then this side you'll have to transport 1 to the right hand side. 2x is equals to negative 1, so your x will end up being half, negative half, because we'll divide each side by 2. Then you're done with the problem. So this is 2.1.2. How can we solve a problem of this nature? So we can just start by converting this fraction into a power form. How do you convert a fraction like this into a power form? Well, whenever you're converting a fraction to a power form, is that you have to take your denominator and then you're gonna multiply it by, you're gonna take your denominator to the top and then multiply it by, and then your power is actually gonna be negative 1. So this is what I'm talking about. You'll then have 2 to the power of negative 1, and then you multiply by your exponent. So if it was 3 over 2, you're gonna first write 3 here times 2 to the power of negative whatever you are having. So since you are having a 2 here, what we have to do then on our right hand side is that we have to write this number in a power form, and that number, the base must be 2. Why? Because you can only work with numbers if their bases are matching, right, in this case. So what number should be here so that we can have 128? That number is 7. These are the things you should know by heart, right? So if the bases are the same, we can equate the exponents. So we're gonna have negative 1, 3x minus 1, and you're gonna equal to 7. Right, negative 3x, that was negative 1 times 3x is negative 3. Negative 1 times positive 1, that's gonna give us what, negative 1 times negative 1 is gonna be positive 1, and then you have 7 on the other side. So what are we having here? Let's have 1 minus 7. Let's take this term to the right hand side. You're gonna have positive 3x minus 1 minus 7 is gonna be negative 6. We are having 3x here. Let's divide both sides by 3. Our x is gonna be 2. We are done with this kind of problem.